The sun was just beginning to rise over the quiet shoreline, painting the sky in shades of orange and gold. Waves rolled gently onto the sand, the kind of peaceful rhythm that makes people pause and breathe a little deeper. Yet for many men, even in a place as calm as this beach, a silent worry follows them wherever they go. It's a worry rarely spoken about openly, but it affects confidence, relationships, and self-esteem. That worry is erectile dysfunction. Erectile difficulties are more common than most people realize. Urologists explain that millions of men across the world experience it at some point in their lives. Some experience it occasionally due to stress or fatigue, while others face it more frequently due to circulation problems, hormone imbalance, or lifestyle factors. Despite how common it is, many men feel alone with the issue, believing they are the only ones dealing with it. The truth is very different. Imagine a man walking along the shoreline early in the morning. The air is cool, the ocean breeze refreshing, but his mind is heavy with questions. Why did this start happening? Why does it seem to happen suddenly? And most importantly, how can it improve quickly? These are the same questions urologists hear every day in clinics around the world. According to medical experts who specialize in male health, the key to understanding fast improvement lies in understanding how erections actually work. An erection is not simply a moment of arousal. It is a complex process involving blood flow, nerve signals, hormones, emotional state, and overall health. When everything works together smoothly, the result is a firm and lasting erection. When one part of the system struggles, problems can appear. Blood flow plays one of the most important roles. Urologists often explain that the penis works almost like a sophisticated hydraulic system. When a man becomes aroused, signals from the brain travel through nerves to the blood vessels in the penis. These vessels relax and widen, allowing more blood to enter the spongy tissue inside. As this tissue fills with blood, pressure builds and the penis becomes firm. But if circulation is reduced, the process becomes slower or weaker. That is why many treatments or powers that help quickly often focus on improving blood flow. When blood vessels relax more effectively and circulation improves, erections can appear faster and stronger. This is one of the main reasons urologists emphasize cardiovascular health when discussing sexual performance. Picture the ocean waves again, rolling smoothly toward the shore. Healthy circulation in the body is similar to those waves. When nothing blocks the movement, everything flows naturally. But if something interrupts that flow, like stress, smoking, poor diet, or certain health conditions, the rhythm becomes uneven. The same thing can happen with the body's circulation system. Many men are surprised when urologists tell them that erectile function is actually one of the earliest indicators of overall health. Because the blood vessels in the penis are relatively small, they can show signs of circulation problems earlier than other parts of the body. In other words, erection problems can sometimes act like an early warning signal that the body needs attention. Another factor experts often discuss is nitric oxide. This naturally occurring molecule helps blood vessels relax and expand. When nitric oxide levels function properly, the blood vessels can open more easily, allowing strong blood flow. Some treatments aim to support this process, which can help explain why certain solutions seem to work relatively quickly for many men. But physical factors are only part of the story. Emotional and psychological health also play a powerful role. Stress, anxiety, and performance pressure can interfere with the brain signals needed to start the erection process. When the mind is overwhelmed with worry, it can disrupt the natural communication between the brain and the body. Imagine standing at the beach again, hearing the waves but constantly thinking about whether the tide will come in correctly. The more you focus on the worry, the harder it becomes to simply enjoy the moment. In a similar way, performance anxiety can create a cycle where fear of failure actually contributes to the problem itself. This is why many urologists emphasize a balanced approach. Addressing circulation, hormone levels, lifestyle habits, and mental well-being together often creates the fastest and most reliable improvements. Men who combine healthier habits with appropriate medical guidance often see significant changes not only in sexual performance, but also in overall energy and confidence. Lifestyle habits make a surprising difference. Regular physical activity supports healthy blood circulation, which benefits erectile function. Nutritious foods rich in vitamins, antioxidants, and healthy fats can support blood vessel health. Adequate sleep allows the body to regulate hormones properly. Even simple habits like staying hydrated and reducing excessive alcohol consumption can play a role. Experts often say that the body is like the shoreline ecosystem itself. Everything is connected. The ocean, the wind, the sand, and the sunlight all interact to create the environment you see. In the same way, the body's systems, circulatory, hormonal, neurological, and psychological, work together to support sexual health. When one part improves, the others often follow. Another important point urologists frequently mention is that many erection problems are temporary. Fatigue, stress, and short-term lifestyle changes can affect performance from time to time. When men understand this, they often feel a sense of relief. Instead of viewing the issue as a permanent problem, they begin to see it as something that can improve with the right approach. Returning to the image of the beach, think of how the tide always changes. Sometimes the water pulls back from the shore, leaving wide stretches of sand exposed. Later, the tide returns, covering the same sand again. Human health can follow a similar rhythm. Temporary challenges can give way to renewed strength when the right conditions are restored. Medical professionals also emphasize the importance of open communication. Talking with a qualified doctor allows men to explore possible causes and solutions safely. Urologists are trained specifically in male reproductive and urinary health, making them the ideal experts to guide men through this topic without judgment or embarrassment. In clinics around the world, urologists often reassure patients that seeking help is one of the strongest and most proactive steps a man can take. Erectile health is closely tied to cardiovascular health, hormonal balance, and mental well-being. Addressing it early can improve many aspects of life beyond intimacy alone. As the sun rises higher above the ocean, the beach slowly fills with people enjoying the day. Some walk along the water's edge, others sit under umbrellas listening to the waves. Life continues moving forward, full of new opportunities and experiences. In many ways, improving health works the same way. Small steps taken today can lead to meaningful improvements tomorrow. For men dealing with erection concerns, the most important message from urologists is that solutions often exist, and improvement can happen faster than expected when the underlying factors are addressed properly. Whether the focus is improving circulation, managing stress, adjusting lifestyle habits, or seeking professional guidance, each positive change helps restore the natural balance the body relies on. Just like the steady rhythm of the ocean tide, the body has an incredible ability to recover and adapt when given the right support. Understanding how erections work, recognizing the role of overall health, and taking practical steps toward improvement can transform worry into confidence once again. As the morning on the beach continues, the sunlight grows warmer and brighter. The sound of waves crashing softly onto the sand becomes almost hypnotic. For many people, this kind of calm environment allows the mind to slow down and reflect. For a man who has been struggling with erection problems, moments like this can also bring questions that have been building quietly over time. Why does the problem sometimes appear suddenly? Why does it seem to happen even when attraction and desire are still there? And why do some solutions appear to work so quickly for certain men? Urologists often explain that the body's response during arousal happens far faster than most people realize. The entire chain of events, from brain signal to blood vessel response, can happen within seconds when everything functions smoothly. Because the process itself is rapid, treatments that target the key mechanisms can also show noticeable results relatively quickly. To understand this better, imagine the beach again. Picture a lifeguard tower standing above the sand, watching over the ocean. The lifeguard represents the brain. When something important happens in the water, the lifeguard signals immediately. In the body, the brain plays a similar role. When arousal begins, the brain sends chemical and nerve signals throughout the body to begin the erection process. Those signals travel through the nervous system, like electrical messages racing along invisible highways. Within moments, they reach the blood vessels in the penis. If the pathways are clear and healthy, the vessels relax and open wide. Blood rushes in, and the erection forms. But if stress, poor circulation, fatigue, or certain medical conditions interfere with those signals, the message may not arrive clearly. The result can be a weaker response or a delay. This is why urologists emphasize that erectile function is not only about physical arousal. It is a coordinated conversation between the brain, the nerves, the hormones, and the blood vessels. Each one plays a role in creating the final outcome. One of the fastest ways to improve erectile response, according to many specialists, is to improve the efficiency of blood flow. Blood vessels need to expand easily, so blood can enter quickly and remain in the erectile tissue long enough to maintain firmness. When this process improves, men often notice changes sooner than expected. Lifestyle factors influence this more than many people realize. For example, regular movement and exercise help keep blood vessels flexible. Activities like walking, swimming, or cycling encourage healthy circulation throughout the body. Over time, these habits support the same blood flow needed for strong erections. Nutrition also plays an important role. Foods rich in antioxidants help protect blood vessels from damage. Healthy fats support hormone production. Minerals like magnesium and zinc contribute to overall metabolic health. When the body receives the nutrients it needs, systems that support sexual function often operate more efficiently. Imagine again the natural ecosystem of the beach. The ocean brings minerals and nutrients that nourish marine life. The sunlight provides energy that supports plant growth along the shoreline. Every element contributes to the balance of the environment. In the same way, the human body relies on balanced nutrition to support its many interconnected systems. Another factor that can influence erection quality is hormone balance. Testosterone, the primary male sex hormone, plays a role in libido, energy levels, and the signaling processes involved in erections. When testosterone levels are healthy, many men experience stronger desire and improved response to stimulation. However, hormones fluctuate naturally with age, sleep patterns, stress levels, and overall health. Urologists often evaluate hormone levels when patients report persistent erectile issues, because correcting hormonal imbalances can sometimes restore normal function. Sleep is one of the most overlooked influences on hormonal health. During deep sleep cycles, the body regulates many hormones, including testosterone. Men who consistently get insufficient sleep may notice reduced energy, lower mood, and decreased sexual performance. Improving sleep habits can sometimes create surprisingly positive changes. Stress management is another critical piece of the puzzle. When the body experiences chronic stress, it produces higher levels of cortisol, the primary stress hormone. Elevated cortisol can interfere with other hormones and reduce the body's ability to relax blood vessels effectively. Think again of the calm ocean waves at the beach. When a storm arrives, the water becomes turbulent and unpredictable. Stress creates a similar storm inside the body. When the mind remains in a constant state of tension, natural physiological processes, including sexual function, may struggle to operate smoothly. Many urologists encourage patients to explore simple stress-reducing habits. Deep breathing, meditation, physical activity, and spending time outdoors can help calm the nervous system. Even brief moments of relaxation can help restore balance to the body's signaling pathways. Psychological confidence also plays an important role in erectile health. When a man experiences a few episodes of difficulty, he may begin worrying about whether it will happen again. That worry can create performance anxiety, which in turn makes the problem more likely to repeat. Breaking this cycle often involves rebuilding confidence gradually. Education about how erections work can reduce fear and misunderstanding. When men realize that occasional difficulty is common and often temporary, the pressure they place on themselves begins to fade. Medical treatments may also be recommended depending on the situation. Urologists evaluate each patient individually, considering age, medical history, medications, and lifestyle factors. Some treatments focus on improving blood vessel relaxation, while others address hormonal balance or underlying health conditions. The goal of professional care is not simply to produce an erection in the moment. The deeper goal is to restore long-term health and confidence so the body can function naturally again. Many patients report feeling relieved after their first honest conversation with a urologist. What once felt like an embarrassing secret becomes a manageable health concern with practical solutions. That sense of relief alone can remove a significant amount of psychological pressure. As the afternoon sun begins to glow over the shoreline, people continue enjoying the beach. Children build sand castles. Couples walk along the water's edge. Friends laugh as waves splash around their feet. Life on the beach is vibrant, active, and full of movement. The human body also thrives when it stays active and engaged. Healthy habits support circulation, hormone balance, mental clarity, and emotional well-being. Each of these elements contributes to stronger overall health, including sexual health. When urologists explain why certain solutions can help erection problems quickly, they often return to a simple principle. When the body receives the right signals and the blood vessels respond properly, the process can work exactly as nature intended. That is why even small improvements in circulation, stress reduction, sleep, and nutrition can create noticeable changes. The body already knows how to perform this function. It simply needs the right conditions. Like the tide returning to the shore, balance can often return when the obstacles are removed. The human body is remarkably adaptable. capable of recovering strength and function when given proper care and attention. For men facing erection challenges, understanding these mechanisms transforms confusion into knowledge. Instead of seeing the problem as mysterious or permanent, it becomes a solvable issue influenced by clear biological factors. And when knowledge replaces uncertainty, confidence often begins to return as well.